Alright, so we are live here with the MITS car class. We got 6 cars entered for today. Eris might make a late entry. She's not currently in the field, but we are down to cars of Nikolaus. Mr. Monaco finally able to figure out his stuff. I'm going to rematch. Please don't dog the drivers, guys, because it could break their cars. But that being said, we're with drivers like Nikolaus. Mr. Monaco, he's made a return. Silver the Protogen, making another return. Twin Triple V Sits also has not raced in a while. We have Lewis making his MITS car debut. Again, it's his first road course weekend. And then in the back of the hill, we have Mitch, or Formula 9768. That being said, I think we are ready. If anyone does not go, you are free to pass them. Yellow flag is out. Just stay behind the pace car. I think this is your first time you've raced the MITS cars in a while, Twin. To be fair, it's been, I believe, 4 or 5 weeks now since our last feature on a road course. So, been a fat minute. Of course, we go next week. And then a couple weeks after that in Walderfield. Our current, who will probably start pack lead, will be Nikolaus in the 95. Walderfield is his home track in the beautiful country of Trinidad. The only Caribbean racetrack on the entire schedule. We come close to that with Arcadia, of course, that being in the south tip of Florida. I wouldn't quite say it's Caribbean, but that is damn near it. So, our pace car driver's T7 Jake, again rocking out that Ford Performance Racing School Fox Body Mustang. Yeah, we got a day race set, of course, for today's feature. So again, even though we have 6 people currently set to qualify, we expect it to grow. We're also going to clear out the extra cars, because there is going to be quite a few cars. And another thing to know is that this is going to be a very short qualifying. With only 5 minutes, that's going to leave us with about 3 laps to work with. So, you know, you miss your opportunity. That's going to be costly. I mean, this is one of those tracks where it's just as important to get a lap in as it is to set a good one. Next week might be a different story, of course. We're going to track loans for the Spooky Night Grand Prix, the 5th running. Can you believe we've done 5 runnings of the Spooky Night Grand Prix since its original one in 2020? We'll be doing 10 in about 4 years. So we close in on the last sector. If Jake start speeding up, if everyone else could maintain 60 once you reach about here, start coasting down to 60. Jake is going to make his way off. So we prepare. We'll get going on the second to last turn, so don't be too stressed. Watch the lights. We make our way around. The green flag is out. So cars now out on the racetrack with full speed, making their way out of the final turn. We're gonna make our way into the long straightaway again. That was the layout that was voted for. We don't really see a lot of those racers here. We do see a couple again. Twin Turbo V Sits and Mr. Monaco are some of the people that did vote to race the full layout. They make their way up. Now down the front stretch into turn number 1. Mr. Monaco has made the move to take pack lead. They had a better start than Nico. Carried more speed. We will be clearing the board now. Excuse the lag, it will clear out as the field spreads out. As well as during the race, I believe, as here's Nico on the inside of Mr. Monaco. Makes a fantastic overtake. We're now making our rounds through, I believe, only a couple turns away from the end of Sector 1. I think Jake is out on track too. He's taking his 27 out, so he's out to set a qualifying lap. Get those points. Nikolauts has claimed the pack lead, and he's starting to establish it with some domination. Again, the cuts on this track are pretty strict, but as long as you stay away from the cones, you should be pretty much good. So they are defined. One thing I know is that Twin Triple V6 has stayed back. He doesn't want anyone ahead of him to copy his lines. Twin was setting incredibly fast laps, although Nico is en route to set the fastest so far. This is a bit of an outlap, but he did carry some speed out of the final turn. It could hold. I believe that might be Dale, who's off to Martinsville later today. I highly recommend watching the actual MITS 5 Cup race going on there. We will be over at they'll be over at the legendary Martinsville Speedway for the first ever MITS 5 Cup oval race. We'll see if we feel inspired enough to do that next year. We're closing in on the halfway point. Nikolauts making his way up to the final corner. It looks like Silver has made a bit of a push. They're on the attack of the rear bumper of Nikolauts. First lap is in though. Let's see. 2:15.879. That's as fast as we've seen Nico doing pretty much during practice. But everyone's been setting really fast laps. Mr. Monaco is setting his personal best at a 2:16.791. We are halfway done with qualifying, folks, but we still have enough time, I think, to squeeze in another lap. As long as you guys are pushing well. It looks like Twin is closing in on the top three here. Again, I thought the Twin could be a huge threat. For some reason, Mitch didn't get his lap counted, but that's going to be okay. It's not going to matter too much. A little bit of a loose moment there out of Nico. It's allowing Silver Woman to make a big push up there, side by side, but now makes the move. 3 cars in for pack lead. We hope to see this action throughout today's race. I think Twin has gone a major off. He gets back. Alright, we're working to rejoin. My apologies. That is something a bit out of my own control. But we are back in game. And there looks to be about 45 seconds left. Let's see where Nikolauts is. Making the way up to the last turn. He's lost pack lead. He's lost 2 spots, although he's side by side for the second place. We're going to have one more lap to go. So that being said, one more lap to go. Checkers will come out next lap for everyone that crosses the line. I believe everyone is past the line now, so we're going to put the checkers out. But this is the last one. Let's see what the board looks like. No major, nothing major. Twin is, went back a little bit this lap. Silver is yet to set a valid lap, so this is their last opportunity to get anything done. They looked very fast. They looked pole-worthy last lap, in fact. Had they gone valid, they would have done it. Unfortunately, it's not gone that way. We still have another opportunity, though, for the Czech driver. It's white flag. It's white flag. Oh, big off for Nikolauts. And there goes his efforts. So looks like he's just going to have to run it with what he's got. A 1:14 there for his first sector is not going to be valid. How about Silver Woomy? They look okay. They aren't going super fast, but they're going pretty quick. They might be pole worthy. However, Twin Triple V6 has got a very fast Sector 1 developing. They might be able to cook something up. Silver now en route. They're making their way around the second sector through the S's. Now passing by the Yamaha grandstand into the corner that leads up to Sector 3. There's the Goodyear grandstand. How does Sector 3 look? It looks pretty good. Silver will be making his way around the second to last turn. You can see Twin in the background. Twin is also on a green Sector 2. He's going to be a bigger threat than Silver, but let's see what Silver does. Silver coming across the line again, this time by. The checkers are through. And Silver moves to second, but what about Twin? Can Twin get pole? Yes, he does! 2:15.175. Alright, we're gonna start clearing out the cars. I'm gonna leave Eris's car. My internet just keeps on going out. So hopefully that's not going to be a present issue throughout the race, but I'm going to probably need your guys' help for that. I believe it was Twin, however, that got the pole position. That was an amazing lap time. So if you guys can line up, the sooner you guys are lined up, the sooner we can start. That's always been shit. So let's not go for another one. We are done. Letting you guys know. Please pull into the pits. We're going to start clearing out the extra cars. We'll leave Eris her car because she's actually joined. She'll be starting from the rear of the field. Dale's joined. So we might have 8 starters. Is this not yours, Eris? Eris, is this your car? Because I'm pretty sure it is. It's 45. I'm gonna start deleting extra cars. So that's going to figure the lag issue out. You can see it does cause a bit. So let's delete these extra cars there. So I think you really should start having a system where people that don't, you know, race for like a certain amount of time lose their cars. Yeah. We are still waiting on Eris to join the VC. Also, these cars tend to have a bit of lag, so can you guys move up but leave each other one car length of space? You guys to give each other more space, because these things do cause a lot of lag when they get going. Jake, I deleted you. Bruh. I mean, I guess you could take one of those two cars. But you gotta make that choice now, because there's no Tixie backsies. I gotta delete whatever car. 037, so take the, 037? There is no 037, there's a 67.
Oh boy, you deleted the pace car.
Apologies. Can you guys line up normally? Please.
Oh boy, you deleted the pace car.
Yeah, because you said you're fucking racing.
Cause fella was in the driver's seat.
Let's insert it again. Fine. Let me insert it again. Having to multitask. I think this is it. Let me make sure this is it. Yeah, this is it. Dale, can you line up normally? Also, I need to figure out between you three. So we're gonna do a position randomizer. I also need you guys to give each other, like, you know, one car length of space. I don't see that. We're gonna have lag. So everyone behind Lewis, you need to give one car length of space. You three, I need to figure out you three, what your positions are. So. Give me a second. Starting up ahead in the front of non-qualifiers is going to be T7 Jake. You can hear that I'm doing a current wheel decider, judged by the sound. And the nearest will start ahead of Dale. Alright. So, I again need you guys to give each other space in this area. One car length of space. I need Lewis to back up. These things are going to lag a lot when they get going. We're going to be doing 2 pace laps. We will have overtime rules. I need you guys to give each other space here. There's 2. Again, the more space the better, because that means that we will have less lag getting off. Let's not run our lights. Alright, so we have 2 pace laps. The corner count limit for today is going to be 20. That's twice the amount of cuts that there are laps. So as long as you get less than 2 cuts per lap average, you're going to be okay. So don't be that guy. So we're going to move on to your order now, from the back to the front. So we have, I believe, 9 starters. Starting up front, we got Dale Ross in the 97 Murica machine. That is going to be 9th place, 8th place Eris, not late to the show, but she'll be starting up in 8th in the 45 HKS Genki machine. In 7th place, a 67 Tribute to Martini, T7 Jake. In the 002 rental, Lewis is going to take up the 6th place. I love my internet. Love my fucking internet. That's great. Let me get on. Oh my god, this is driving me mad. But I am on. So again, back to where we were. 8th place, or sorry, 9th place in the rear in the 97 American machine, Dale Ross. 8th place, the 45 Eris Netta. 7th place, the 67 Martini Tribute, that is Jake. 6th place, the W2 rental, that is the MB driven by Lewis. The NA03 red and white striped rental, that is driven by Mitch the Midget. The Italian Stripe 7 machine is going to take up the 4th place spot. Now we're on the podium. Silver Woomy, 64. The 95 Nikolauts, it's going to be 2nd place. Our pole sitter is the 32 Team Lotus machine. And then we have the 27 pace car driven by Fella. That being said, watch the lights. This is your last chance to jump out. If you do, you're gonna get a 60-second countdown. We're gonna go anyways. So looks like we're gonna go anyways. Go in the car if he goes. Yo, lights are out. So we're gonna go up a good pace up until the 2nd lap. So Jake, just drive normally. Your car is significantly slower than theirs. So you don't need to worry about driving too slow or driving slow enough for them. Just drive fast because you're actually holding them up. Trying to bunch up there in the middle. Things to talk about this track, as long as my Wi-Fi doesn't shoot itself again. It's a very high-speed course. There's only 2 major braking points. There's turn 1, and then there's the final turn. There might be a couple points on the track where tapping the brakes might be viable. Looking at this corner, it's possible. I'm not sure, though. These cars are very grippy, very high speed. So, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of lag. Of course, these cars are significantly laggier than the Rots mods, although as they clear through the laps, they'll become less laggy. It's going to be a very significant inertia track. You mess up anything, you are going to be losing a lot of pace. Of course, that's how these things tend to race almost on every track, but specifically is the case here today. Fellow 4, just drive the car here, folks. My internet is actively shitting itself. Fella, I will actually need you to help me host this a lot. Because this one is not going to be able to be hosted by me alone. At this rate. So, yeah, I mean, if I disconnect, then call off the start next lap. That's all I got to say. Because you being the pace car driver, gonna kind of mess with things a little. We don't know who's going to be jumping or not. The rubber banding so badly. Just a reminder, please don't try to pass car view until you cross the start-finish line. Alright, we got one more lap to go. Fella, please just drive as fast as you can. It doesn't really matter. These cars are a lot faster than yours. So, we could spread them out, would help a little bit. We will be going 60 once we're a little bit before Sector 3, so just a reminder of that. This is going to be hopefully the lap we go green. We will see though, if I do disconnect again, and it's while we're about to go green, this start's going to be called off, okay? I'm going to say that ahead of time. Anything that happens then, it's going to be called off. We're going to go back to pace and we're going to try again. So, if anyone thinks that is justification to keep on going and try to gain spots, you will be dropped to the rear of the field if I disconnect and you continue to go, okay? You'll probably be able to tell if you look there and see me. So, we're... Twin, come on. We're gonna clear Nico's cuts. Again, the cut limit today is gonna be 20. You'd see that, you're gonna get a 5-second time penalty to be added post-race. So, try not to be that guy. I'm sorry if I'm a bit agitated. My internet is, to put simply, just not it today. So. A couple of turns, we're going to start to coast down to 60. Don't slam the brakes, just coast down to 60 once we pass a couple turns up ahead. Fella, your job is to continue to drive full speed and get out of here, okay? About another corner. Alright, start coasting down to 60. Fella, just keep driving out of here. Stay behind the car that's ahead of you as best as you can. Arisnetta. Please, my internet is really tough right now. I need you guys to actually try. Oh my fucking Christ, Eris. Eris, come on, dude. Get up. I'm not going to hold back for you. You get a bad start, that's going to be on you. This race either going to get started or it's not. And we all want this race to get started. Just lock in your position, stay there. Don't do anything funny. So we close in on the last couple turns. I'm a slightly agitated host.
Mitch jumped out.
We are going to call this one off. Mitch is going to start from the back of the field. Mitch, you fucking idiot. Once we reach 0, we are not clearing any more corner cuts. You get any cuts, that's on you. So try your best not to get cuts from this point. I'll reset your cuts though, Mitch. Here, get up to the field. So we're under one more lap of caution. We could speed it up. We can speed it up a little bit. But we are not going to be restarting our cuts anymore. It's going to go down to a 7-lap race. Again, Mitch will be restarting from the back of the field due to calling off a start. That'll be counted as a strike, but you were going to get everything else reset for you. But that is incredibly frustrating because I don't know if my internet is going to be good for this lap or not. And again, I'm not going to be resetting any corner cuts, so Mitch has gotten a cut since then. He's going to have to live with it. So we are at that point where the race should have already going, so we're going to have to deal with that. So we are making our way through the first sector. We are clearing the board. Because this time by, technically laps will start to count. And Eris jumps out of her car. Come on, guys. Just don't press the space. The space doesn't even fucking synchronize anything. Eris, get back to your spot. If you don't, then you don't. Dale doesn't have to wait for you. Alright. So we're gonna start to coast down to 60 here, guys. Just coast. Do not brake, just coast. And lock in. Again, any cut you guys get will not be reset at this point. If you mess up, it is purely on you. Reminder not to jump the start. Stand by, we might be able to go legitimately. Eris, calm the fuck on. I'm about to snap. Holy shit. Let's get this one going. Let's not do any bullshit. Eris, come on. Up Mitch now. Oh my Christ. And my fucking internet goes out. Alright, call the start again. Fucking guys. Thank you, Mitch, for that. Because now we get to go pacing for another lap. Oh my god. That's great. All because you guys had a fuck up. I can't even be mad at come on, guys. Come the fuck on, guys. This is ludicrous. Yeah, I'll unmute you. This all could have been prevented if you guys didn't fuck up in the first place. So I gotta reset Mitch's laps also. But yeah, we'll be going with 6 laps to go. This is probably the worst MITS car race on record, and I do apologize for that. Part of it is my internet, basically making it impossible for me to host. But I'm going to be the one calling the start. So, again, a reminder that any cut you get is not going to be cleared. You get the cuts you get, and that's it. So, for Mitch and Silver racking up cuts and errors, you guys are digging a hole for yourself. So, we'll try to get going this time, hopefully. My internet holds up together, which is not currently. But, yeah. We had a great shot there. And then Mitch had his fucking deal, or jumped out, so we'll be enjoying a 6-lap race. We've been pacing for 4 laps, by the way. This is actually getting fucking ridiculous at this point, but yeah. If it gets bad enough where we can't get going by like lap 4, we're just going to fucking restart the race later today. I don't want to do that, by the way, but if it becomes that fucking shit, like, yeah, this is just getting ridiculous at this point. So, all right, let's coast down to 60 here. So it's coast at 60. Let's try to lock in. I think we've lost a driver. That's T7 Jake. He's retired. He's done with this shit. So am I. So we are closing in on the last couple steps. Dale, move up. You are holding Eris up now. Or, is that the right order? Yeah. I don't know what it was at this point. I just don't pass a car that's ahead of you. If anyone passes a car ahead of you at this point, I'm just going to call it as a jump. We make our way around the final turn. Hold your pace. Green flag. Eris and Dale with the jump. Eris and Dale with the jump. I'll allow Eris a clearance. Dale with the clearance. You guys kind of lost a lot of time there anyways. However, that is a warning. Again, I am not fucking around. I'm actually kind of tweaking right now, so Yeah. Anyways, on to the first lap we go. It's going to be a 6-lap feature at this point. If we have a late race overtime, that does mean that we'll be seeing our original 8 laps of green. We'll have to see. Hopefully the field spreading out will allow the lag to clear itself out. As Twin Triple V sets off to lead the first lap, Nicolaus just behind. So we are finally going here at Utah Motorsports Campus. And it's also because of this, I believe we're only going to be able to do interviews in the podium. So if you want a interview about this race, show up to the race at the GTIs. But yeah. Anyways, for the lead, side by side, the 95. Now he's falling a little bit back, but he's still attacking the rear bumper of the 32. But the 32 climbing a little bit away. He's growing back to car length space, but here's Nico on the braking point. The two rubber banding through each other, but we'll probably see that clear out as the field spreads out. I'm going to take a photo for media. Watch about as it develops, though. So we've gone down to 8 cars. We are making our way up to the final couple set of turns. I missed out Twin, but I'll just take it. So Twin Triple V sits off to lead his first lap. So we are currently on lap 3. I'm getting a reminder that 20 cuts is the limit. So once you see that, you will be getting a 5-second penalty. That might matter if there's an overtime period, and with how short this race is going to be today, that's really going to matter actually. So at this point, thankfully, due to how many laps are through, it's going to be pretty lenient. Nobody's really at risk. Nicolas looking to catch up a little bit to Twin. He's carrying speed. Looks like he's hoping to make a pass on the 32 in a little bit. He's carrying more and more speed out of the turns. Now the battle for the podium is starting to rage on between Silver Woomy and Mr. Monaco, the 7 machine. Mr. Monaco was worried he wouldn't have the pace to keep up. Eris has made their way up to 5th place. Mr. Monaco on the attack. As Ayers makes a big off, I think. It looked like it for a second. I don't know if that was actually the case. Could have been a lag spike. It's hard to tell with the rubber banding going on. As for the podium, side by side, Mr. Monaco, Silver Woomy, our leaders are also not too far up ahead from each other either. As Nicolas, you can see in the background, attacking the 32 Lotus car wherever he can. Get a valiant effort to potentially take the lead back. Side by side, Mr. Monaco, Silver Woomy. Mr. Monaco down the inside, crossover move to the outside. Silver Woomy's going to carry more speed though on the exit. At least the start of it. They might have let off though once they got to the curb. As Nico is only 3/10 away, so a great battle there too. So we're going to watch what's going on up front now. As into turn number 1, Silver Woomy and Mr. Monaco, we're going at it. Arisnetta about to join the battle for the podium as Silver Woomy makes a big off. Nicolas and Twin, it looks like that one's starting to settle itself. So we're going to stay focused on the moment between the 64 and the 7. Mind you guys, we are halfway done. Cross flags are out. Mr. Monaco to the inside for the time being, now side by side for the podium. Mr. Monaco making the move. Mr. Monaco is in third. He's climbed up to about a car length gap, now a bit more. Silver Lumi's lost some pace on those last couple of turns as our leaders really close to each other now. Nico on the attack to Twin. He's within a car length. Closing in. Little by little, Nico it's hard on the attack. We make our way to the breaking point. And they're still maintaining about that gap, although very, very close here. Twin making any mistake is going to put him in a bit of a state of jeopardy. He's done really well in those last couple of corners. Is starting to outpace Nikolauts. And what might be probably one of the worst MITS car races we've ever ran. But it could easily turn around. If things go well, you know, this race has developed into a bit of a sprint race. If things go well, might we see one of the best ones? We'll have to see. Big shout out to fellow Floor for pacing us on those first couple of laps. That's grandly appreciated. I could not run this race without you, especially with my internet issues as we saw before the race started. Knock on wood, things hold themselves together. Now another reminder, these things will be, or the Real Life MITS 5 Cup Series will be over at Martinsville later today. That's a race I highly recommend watching. It's the first time they've ever been made to turn left and left and left and left in circles. Nico Out's looking to go again on the attack on the 32. Twin, I think, braked a little bit there, and a little bit here too. So he's a little bit on the brakes, but Nico is hard on the attack, really right there on the rear bumper, especially in the last corner. The Twin getting a better edge at these couple corners. I don't know how that turn's gonna be. That's been unorthodox by the 32. There's a lot going on. There's no current actions going on yet, although this is a very tense battle, very big tail chase between the 95 and the 32. Nico's been putting a great effort, putting pressure on Twin wherever he can. Again, Twin is yesterday's Rodsmont Future winner. He won that one in domination. It was not won by a lot, though. If you were watching that one, Eris and Gohan not here today, put up a very great performance against him. It was not won by a whole lot. That's one thing I'd like to say is the biggest difference between Twin domination and anyone else. He'll dominate a race, but he tends to only dominate as much as he wants to. And if he wants to dominate, my internet has gone out once again. It's a frustrating sight. Come on. Come on. Okay.
I got you.
How many laps we got to go?
About 2.
Okay. Again, we apologize for the serious internet issues. It's a unusual occurrence today. We did not have any issues yesterday. We saw some in Ishoda. Again, my internet's just gone to shit.
T-Mobile? Verizon?
Spectrum, because I guess that's apparently what my internet is on.
Oh.
It's on the Spectrum.
Coming to the final S's.
Yeah, we're making our way around Sector 2, closing on the last sector. That's about where the track closes in for a couple of turns. It's really open in this part, if you notice, by the Yamaha grandstand. Now, to note, there is a car that is in trouble of getting a corner cut penalty. That is Dale Ross, who's not supposed to be leading. I don't know how he did that.
Wait, what?
Dale did a cut, so we're gonna disqualify Dale, unless he could prove otherwise. There's no way that Dale should be leading, so black flag for Dale.
Whoops.
If you could prove that you did not cut, then you'll be left alone, but if you have no evidence, you're not going to be racing SNGP, Dale. Just letting you know. So I know that was a cut. I really don't appreciate you taking advantage of the fact that I had to go AFK, or that I had internet issues. So the real battle going on is not Dale. We're gonna put him out of the way so he doesn't get scored. Unless, for some reason, he's in last, which I do not believe he was. So, as of now, the current leader is Twin Turbo V6. I said it before and I'll say it again, anyone that cuts the track will not be racing the rest of the weekend or until after SNGP. This is a prime example of this. So, Twin is making its way last set of turns, and I'm about to disconnect again. We're good though. Twin's held off a pretty good performance in the, I believe, the shortest MITS car race we've ever seen. But also the longest. It's a pretty tough one to get running. Of course, last year, I recall we had 2 red flags. So last year was a bit of a frustrating event too. So we're probably going to go down to the short layout in the future. Twins only got a couple more turns to go. Once you can, if we could get straight to the podium. Out of the final turn, your race winner, doing a double. In the same weekend, Twin Turbo V sits. Nicolaus scores second place. Third going to, we believe, Mr. Monaco. He does it. He gets a podium. Silver will mean a fourth, fifth this Eris. Sixth place. We're going to see. I think that might be, that looks to be Lewis. Did you guys see, who did what cut?
I did not see him do any cuts, but like the lead he was at was kind of weird. But like I mean last night I tested cuts and
I see that cut that Mr. Monaco did. I do see that Mr. Monaco did make a pretty big cut. Did anyone see Dale make a cut?
I think Jake said something about it. Or he said he saw someone cut the right. What did he say? Saw a car cut those 3 right-handers.
Again, even if I've disconnected, that doesn't give you a right to cheat. I could tell by the standing script that something is off, and if you're caught, you won't be racing SNGP. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be Kyle Larson, my favorite driver in NASCAR, and you cheat.
I cheated last night, and I'm racing the SNGP. What the heck?
You weren't a racer.
I went fair and square last night. Nobody could say anything else. you. Whoa, flying car. Whoa.
Hey, this nation will rise up and live out.
No. Enjoy
Your
Martinsville.
dreams get crushed, white boy.
Yeah.
Twin first. Nico Alex second. Right? Nico Alex is second, right?
We're gonna take two
Right.
photos. We want Protogen. We also want Mr. Monaco. We'll figure this one after the GTI race. So if we could get
How do I
Mr.
emote?
Monaco and Silver to the podium, we're gonna get two podium pictures. Whatever one the results are, we'll post both of them, and then we'll keep the one which is the final results rolling. Dude, I'm just gonna reset your car. It's an incredibly frustrating race. Okay, let me get the first podium outcome. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, Silver, can you join the podium now? Actually, wait, hold up, forgot the trophies. Mr. Monaco, you stay,
I don't flip anything.
Mr. Monaco, stay for a second, I gotta get another one. But still, Silver, if I could have you. Just behind the, yeah, just about there. Let me get this podium shot again. My bad. Here, stand behind that.
Oh, he's backward, by the way.
I know, I'll rotate them, don't worry. My ruling on if you lost time or not, I will use to see if your gap was lost between you, the leader, and the other cars near you. We're going to figure that one after the GTI race, though, because we are running out of time. So, I'm going to interview the top 4, and then we're going to go to the GTI race. So. Alright. First podium outcome, we're going to get the photo right now. Unofficial results, Twin, Nico, Mr. Monaco, and Silver. Mr. Monaco, now, can you switch with Silver? I did see that corner cut, but I'll determine if you gained anything or not out of it. It was worthy of a penalty. We'll figure that one out once the MITS car race is done. I mean, once the GTI race is done. Or probably more likely whenever I'm reminded to do it. So, we're going to get this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That'll do it. Alright. So we're going to do our interviews now. Twin, do you want to interview? Okay, no interview for Twin. We're going to interview second place Nicholas. Again, out of the drama today. Had a pretty solid race, a good show of performance against Twin. Couldn't quite get him at the end there, but he did show up a pretty good time. Overall, of course, quick time today, actually, 2:14.841. So, seems like he had a lot of great pace today. I think things could have changed if there was a 2-lap shootout.
Yeah, man.
Alright, what do you got to say about today's race?
Yeah, man.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Nah, man.
All right, Nico. Not a lot of words, but I mean, I think that's the best way to put it. Nico going to be chill. Probably doesn't want a bit of the part of drama. We're going to talk to unofficial third place, Mr. Monaco. So we're not quite sure 100% if you've got third or not. We'll talk about that one especially. Did technically cross in third. Did make a big cut there. We're still figuring out if it's going to score against you. So that's not guaranteed. No, that's not guaranteed yes. So probably a little tensity, but for now, technically third. What do you guys say about today's race? What went on there?
Well, it was really close to P2 and P1. I was chasing them, had the pace, but then I really ended up making some mistakes. I almost spun to cut over the field a little bit. Well, not really a little bit. It was quite a cut, but I believe I didn't gain time. Even if I did, I lost it all later on.
All right. So what went on there specifically in your eyes?
It was like I just went too hot into the one. Was that right? I think that's right-hander. And I went wide, and I kind of just stepped out. And in order to save it, so I don't end up making it worse, I had to just go straight.
All right. That's a fair analogy, I would say, to some degree. Of course, I know these cars are very inertia-based. You lose a lot of time if you just try to go correctly. But we'll see. Anything else you want to say?
Just looking forward to GTA.
All right, thank you there. We're going to now talk to Silver Wilmy, and I guess we might talk to Eris and Jake. As we're just saying everything's up. So, Silver Wilmy, again, depending on the call, you might be either P4 or P3. We're wondering what happens. Silver, if you were trying to say anything, please restart whatever you said. Are you there?
I've been waiting patiently for it to
Okay,
come back.
sorry,
and
did
finish your
you
sentence
hear my
because I didn't
question?
hear the whole thing.
Okay.
No.
So what are your thoughts on the race today as well as the incident there in P3?
The race, I couldn't keep up. That's it. I
Okay.
just didn't do very well. I didn't do as well as I would like to. I hope I can fix that for the next week.
Of course, we got a big
And
race
as
coming
for
up
the
next
incident,
week.
oh yeah, that race. I can't wait for it, to be honest. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for the incident, no comment.
No comment. All right. Is that all you'd like to say?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, thank you there, Silver. We're gonna move on to Eris now, P5. She's actually the one that did send some evidence of the incident. I'm wondering if you have anything of if Dale did anything, because I'm still trying to confirm that. But Eris here. How's the race today? I know you kind of hopped in last second, but managed to move all the way up and back a couple of times.
I don't know. I feel like in these high speed tracks in the MITS cars, I'm just nowhere. Because these cars, you kind of have to be very clever with how you use sixth gear, because sometimes you can for like an extra 2 miles an hour, but is it really worth the time you lose in the shifting act? It's just weird. I'm not very good at them because like I feel like with these cars especially, I'm better with getting like the beat corner exits well when they're like tighter tracks or whatever. Meanwhile, here almost all the turns are wide, and it's very easy to take a wrong line on entry and sabotage the entirety of the corner after. So like, just like trying my best to drive the car well. It was to not to necessarily to keep the car on track. That was rather simple. It's just that it was really difficult to try to actually get a good line going in. It depended so much on how you entered turns before others, and it could really mess you up like bad if you like messed up a single turn in a sector. I had like the pace to stay even with like Silver for a little bit. Silver actually had a big mistake at one point, which was the main reason why I was so close for a little bit, around like halfway through. But quickly caught back up to me. I lost my gap. I just stayed in 5th. I feel like I didn't really try much, because like I knew for a fact that I was gonna stay in 5th. Like as soon as I got the positions on the start, which by the way, I was redlining 4th gear and tapping the brakes, so that shit was anything but a jump. But like, I don't know. It's just like it's one of those tracks where if you don't have a good line going into it, you won't earn anything trying to be clever and like playing tricks on people or trying to outdo yourself on the streets, because it's all down in how you can connect the turns. Because of how little there is to break, generally it's all just down to how you can prevent yourself from going wide and fucking up your entire line. Just keep speed the track with these cars at least, because like with the Rox mods there was a bit more turning tech, since they are a lot faster, and it's a lot more common to like wash out from the from overspeeding into a turn. So you kind of had to counter steer a little bit. There was a couple turns where I almost fucking lost it last night during the race because I oversped. Meanwhile, with these, you just kind of have to like avoid understeer the game, since this is such a fast track. It was kind of the same at Northwest Ohio, but the thing is, Northwest Ohio has tighter turns more often. Stuff like turn 1, turn 2, 3, 5. Meanwhile, here the only tight-ish turn is the first like intersection. I don't know how to call it. Like the first junction where you go left. When you start going into like the inner area of the track, that's like
the
tightest turn.
Tratzis hairpin.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but that's
It's
like
called
the
Diablo.
tightest turn,
It's like
at
called
least in my
Diablo.
eyes.
So yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't much braking going on. I feel like I'm decent enough with my entry braking. But the thing is, a lot of this, at least the line that I was using, included a lot of mid-turn braking to kind of like help point the car a bit more inwards. But the thing is, that wasn't working because I just wasn't doing it right. It was just a struggle, really. I really want to kind of look at the power curve again for next year to try to make these cars a bit less dead mid-turn, because sometimes it just felt really worthless trying to like keep up, because there was something I was doing that wasn't working and that other people weren't doing, but I don't know what it was, because it's really hard to like get an idea for how well you're doing when you're so far away, especially since I was gonna say I got no practice, but then again I came into last race last night, the Rox mods, with like one good lap of qualifying and no practice left. So like, there's no argument. Maybe I just suck in this class. Maybe that just is the case.
We'll see where the future lies. Of course, next week we're going to the iconic track of Loans. It's gonna be we might see a flip there in the mid cars. We've seen it in the past. They do got auto flip, So it's not the end of the world. It's not a caution.
Watch
But
me, watch me bottle the Group C's again. For like the
8th
third
time.
year in a row.
It's been running for 4... It's been 4 events, Eris. 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, 2 of them were.
And we
Yeah.
only didn't run it this year and last year, so there's been 6 events.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Watch me bottle it again. God damn, my phone fell on the floor. Yeah, but like, watch me bottle it again. Alright, yeah, that's really all I have to say. I don't have much more.
Alright. Well, thank you there, Eris. It's been a great chat. We're gonna talk to one more person there, Dale. Let's be serious, I'm still streaming. So Dale Ross, otherwise known as Gary Smith. We'll see you probably later today at Martinsville.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one. You'll be seeing the real Miatas.
Look, bro, I won the race and you took it away from me. So now I need to go see the real Miatas.
Okay.
To see some poor Italian guy get ran over because he doesn't know what he's doing on an oval. But hey, man, it'll be funny.
Okay. So what happened there, Dale?
Bro, I was driving. I figured out the track. I cranked out a 140 lap time. Went so fast, past everybody, nobody could see it. He took it away from me.
All right. We'll see. We'll see, Dale.
Oh, bro, you was looking at the back. You just couldn't see me. I was too fast. I was like, bam. I was like what's the red dude that was on like one of those superhero things.
I was disconnected.
Flash. That's what I was like. He was not disconnected. Everybody, Jake factually knows for a fact he was there when that happened. Ask the person of Middle Eastern descent. Unmute that man. He can put it. Look, bro, I put it on Skibidi right now. I got my left. I got my right hand on my heart, left hand in there. I put it on Skibidi. Don't know why you gotta be so mean, bro. You Californians don't know how to be nice to a brother. I can't believe this. Getting bullied. Yes. You see, this is I was trying to recite another historical thing that you knocked down, just like the Twin Towers, and you still took that away from me.
All right.
I can't believe.
All right.
You're.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. As you guys can see on the stream, we are currently running MITS car practice, so we'll be wrapping up, but stay tuned for that. Hopefully this will get going. We just need 5 cars to start it. I'm not sure if we'll get that, but we might. We had a pretty good race last time we ran here. I remember when Nico brought out a Super GT car for his GTU class that he hopes to bring in someday. Did pretty well with that, from what I recall, and then today, well, we got more racing, so hopefully today could be a pretty good race. We'll see how things turn out. We got 2 cars on track, and Dale, I can determine that yes, you did cut, so you're not racing. So go to Martinsville, enjoy the race. That's all I could say. Don't waste your time. Alright, so thank you guys for watching the race. Probably took a lot of patience. Took me a lot of patience. That was a very annoying race to run. So, again, thank you guys. That's going to be all for today. For the MITS car class. But again, tune in potentially in 40 minutes for the GTIs. We'll also be doing the SSC Spooky Night Grand Prix class announcement at 6 p.m. USPST.